Hello, good morning, good afternoon, probably afternoon as I've only just got around to recording this. My apologies. Got a bit mixed up with the end of February. I thought it was a leap year for some reason, but apparently not. Tomorrow is the 1st of March. Anyway, today is the 28th of February. Jimmy was giving us an update on the 14-year-old boy that remanded or kept a group of children at knife point. And I'll get you up to date on that in a moment. But first of all, let me just say that, of course, my name's Kevin. I'm reading out letters from my father, the late Jimmy Hodge, who was a journalist here in the Medway, or in Kent, I should say, in the Medway area of Kent. And he wrote a letter every day in 1999 to mark the start of the millennium, when all the bugs were meant to shut down everything and planes would fall out of the sky, which of course they didn't. Anyway, the 14-year-old boy was remanded in prison, I think, for falsely imprisoning 6 school pupils. Doctors were saying that there's an alarming rise in sexually transmitted diseases among teenagers. Health watchdogs are calling for national screening. Then Dad was recalling his days in the army when apparently he was marched off into their theatres, cinemas and things, and having to watch the don't do it type films of the day. I suppose thinking that all the young soldiers would be amorous wherever they went on leave or shore leave, and apparently said to put absolutely him and his fellow soldiers off ever having sex, I think, and using condoms over the end of their rifles was the most they ever had to do. I only reckon there was an absolute shocked silence at the end of these films, which he said, dig them out, let's have them for the current crop of teenagers. However, I think in 2025, I don't have the figures to hand, but I'm actually thinking that the latest news I heard that actually youngsters are a little bit more discerning about what they do and who they do it with. So perhaps that's something we've got over a little bit. So that was a bit worrying. The weather apparently was going to be very windy on this day back in 1999, and Dad was saying about daffodils sprouting out and then only for the wind to knock them down. And lastly, his PS for today was quite amusing, I thought. A burglar had been caught with cannabis plants and things in their in possession, and apparently for some reason these were put in the station's dog kennel, and a stray was put in there by other officers. It ate all the plants, and the dog was reported to be unharmed but very happy, and the prisoner was even happier because he was released due to lack of evidence. So forensics, he said, could have waited for the inevitable, but so happy dog, happy criminal who had no evidence to have to argue about. So that was it. So tomorrow, 1st of March tomorrow, so I thought there were 29 days this year. Don't know what I was thinking of. So but back in March, so not too much really, sort of update on the boy who kept kids at bay with a knife, and the sort of current thinking about sexually transmitted diseases for teenagers. But we'll see what tomorrow holds in March, and it's March already, so we're 2 months through. So another 10 to go. Hey, so if you're watching this on a regular basis, clearly thank you very much for sticking with it. I realise it's quite a task to actually watch a lot of them or every one of them, and perhaps I don't find it a particularly arduous task, although I'm medically on leave at the moment, having had a bit of an op on the leg, so I will have a bit more time. And as I'm now semi-retired, obviously I've got really no excuse for doing it, and Jimmy found it obviously something that had kept him going. And the latest I keep reading about all of us is that if you're retired, that's great, but do something, because if you just sit down and veg, it's not, your outlook's not that good. So I think I'll keep working when my leg. Know when we might have to go back for another op, so we'll see. But we'll let you know. Anyway, tomorrow, 1st of March, new month. Can't be bad, eh? Anyway, look, wherever you are, have a nice. I hope you've had a nice week, and speak to you tomorrow maybe. So, there you go.